right, welcome to another Makerspace with Creative Christina. Thanks so much for joining us today. I hope you guys were able to get your kit. If not, you can find most of this stuff online. There's paper quilling kits on Amazon, or I think even Michael's or Hobby Lobby would have them. The kit came with some basic instructions for doing these 10 basic coils. I'm also going to start today by showing you guys a video that goes over how to make those coils a little more in depth. And then we will make the heart card for Valentine's Day. Your instructions also state that it'd be helpful to have scissors and tweezers. When you are placing these coils or gluing them down, it can be really hard to hold on to them. So that's where the tweezers really come in handy. And it's also helpful to have a paper towel or a tissue, because sometimes the tip of the glue bottle gets a little gunky and you just gotta wipe it off before you keep going. So let's start with the YouTube video.
Oh, I did want to mention real fast, sorry. If you have any questions as we're going through this, you can use the chat feature or you can use the Q&A feature.
Let us know if you have any questions along the way.
Yep.
To roll any style of coil, begin by placing the end of the paper in the slotted tool. Begin rolling using your thumb and fingers to keep the paper as even as possible. Once you reach the end of the paper, pull the coil off the slotted tool. To make a tight coil, finish by securing the end of the paper with a small amount of glue. You can add color and make the coil larger by gluing strips of paper together before rolling. Finish by securing the end with a small amount of glue. To make a loose coil, hold the freshly rolled coil between your thumbs and forefingers and slowly release, allowing the coil to loosen. Secure the end with a small amount of glue. The loose coil is then manipulated to make many other shapes. To make a teardrop, start with the loose coil. Pull the center down and pinch the opposite end to a point. You can curve the teardrop a little or a lot. To make the marquee, start with the loose coil and gently pinch both sides to a point. To make a half circle, start with the loose coil. Hold between your thumbs and forefingers. Pinch and pull down to make two corners. To make a curved half circle, start with a straight half circle. Then press the straight edge in with your thumb or forefinger to form a curve. To make a triangle, start with a half circle. Then grip the top of the half circle and pinch to a point. To make an arrow, start with a teardrop. While holding on to the straight sides, press the rounded bottom against your finger and curve it inwards. To make a square, start with a loose coil and press completely flat, pinching at the corners. Then gently press those corners down and press flat the other way, again pinching at the corners. Gently press the corners back out to shape the square.
And there it is. All right, so now we're going to get started with the card. In your kit, you should also have a piece of cardboard heart. This is to serve as a stencil. I certainly can't draw a heart, so we're going to use this to help us along the way. So everyone in your kit should have an 8.5 by 11 piece of red paper. Go ahead and cut that in half and then fold the card in half. Decide the placement of your heart. And trace it out. There's our heart. Now this part can be a little tricky. So as you can see on this one, there's one piece of paper that goes around making my border. So decide the color you want for that. I have a white one I'm going to use. Now just very slowly, be very patient with it. Go over the pencil of the heart with a little bit of glue. And then start laying in your piece of paper. And give it time to dry as you move along. If you move too quick, the glue won't be dry and your paper won't hold. Just like that. And then just keep going. Once you feel comfortable, the first little bit has dried. promise you guys, this is the hardest part. Just stay patient and we'll get through it. To get this bottom point of the heart, I'm going to give the paper a little pinch. While also trying not to mess up the rest of it. Looks like that'll work.
Hey, Christina, we have a question from Facebook. How many strands of paper are you using for the heart border?
Just one. This is one
Just
piece
one?
of paper.
Okay.
And once I get around to this top, I'm actually going to have to trim it. But I'll show you guys how I do that in just a second.
Thank you.
Thank you. So now I'm going to try with the paper kind of hooking on that part where I started. I'm going to measure where I need to cut. That looks good. I'm going to trim it right there. And there it is. We're gonna let this completely dry. And in the meantime, we'll go start making the coils. And I also want to show you guys this pretty one. I'll show you how to make this one. So I'm going to start by making the coil. Let it loosen out. Glue down the edge. So for this one, we're going to do a half circle, but then we're going to fold it completely in half. It's more of a curved half circle. And then just pull it all the way around. So now I'm going to take a white to create that border. I'm going to glue it to the blue one. And then try to wrap it around nice and tight to make it hold that shape. Every once in a while, I'm going to stop and lay down some glue just to give it a little help. And glue down the end. Now, if you make a bunch of these, you can make a flower. And I made a small black, somewhat loose coil for the center. It's another option. So much you can do with paper quilling. I could also just use these to fill in my heart. For the heart, you can choose to make it symmetrical, which is kind of what I went for on this one. Or you can just place them however you like, kind of wherever they'll fit. So these are all of the different coils: tight coil, loose coil, the teardrop, the curved ones, the marquee or the eye, half circle, curved, triangle, the arrow, or the square. I'll leave this up here as a little guide so we can make a bunch of different stuff to fill in the height. Let me know if you have any questions or if you want to see anything again. Just let us know in the chat. Wipe off my lid here. There we go. I'll do a teardrop. So you can glue them down as you go, or you can wait until you have a final design and then start gluing them down. Entirely up to you. I'll do a triangle. Another fun thing, what I did in the center of this one, this little coil and this little coil, it's all part of one piece of paper to kind of form a heart shape. I'll show you how I did that. Start by coiling one side, but only go about halfway and then stop. So now I'm gonna start on the other side and I'm gonna coil inwards so that they're both rolling towards each other. Pretty close. Just pull them out a little bit and then pinch the bottom to create that heart shape. And there you go. You can always pull on the center of this if you're trying to guide it how you want it to look as you're pinching it. Help just get the effect that you want. And that's pretty much it. Once you've made your coils and decided on your design, the tweezers help a lot. You're just gonna dab some glue onto your coils. Press it down where you want. And keep filling it in. So unless you guys have any questions, I'm just gonna lead you to it. I will post my finished heart when I'm done. I would love to see your finished creations. And you can still ask us questions on Facebook if you get stumped or come up with anything later.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Christina, for showing us. For the people in the Zoom program, do either of you have questions? You just watching along? We can answer any, but if not, definitely message us on Facebook or comment on the live stream post with your finished product. We'd love to see it. Same for anybody that is watching via Facebook. We'll give it another minute if anybody has questions, but otherwise, thank you all for coming.
Thank you, guys.
Alrighty, well, I'm actually going to go ahead and end it then, not seeing any questions on either the Zoom or the live stream on Facebook. So yeah, thanks for coming and I hope you all have a great day. And once again, show us your finished creations. For the people who did come to the Zoom event, you'll receive a short survey after the fact. If you could please fill it out and let us know, we'd love to hear your feedback on the Makerspace program and how we can make it better. Yes, thank you, Dana, and have a great day, everyone.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.